And now let's cross over to the county of Mombasa, where members of parliament are having a meeting in regards to the reopening of schools. And this is in light of the COVID-19 pandemic, considering that Mombasa is one of the first schools that registered pupils, or rather students, who had been infected with COVID-19 at Tononoka High School as well as Tower of the Sea School. And now we are joined by Kevin Mutai to give us an update of what the MPs are deliberating upon. Kevin, do you have any brief on what they are speaking about specifically? Because, you know, broadly it's about the issue of reopening schools. Do you have any update on what's happening?
Good afternoon, Dan. Indeed, they spoke, they've been having deliberations since morning, and I understand these are young parliamentarians who are currently sitting in the current parliament, and of course also engaging other stakeholders who are in charge of youth groups in the country. Besides the situation of COVID-19 in the country, they're also, engaging in the situation of unemployment in the country, and of course also particularly focusing on the government's appointments in various key institutions in government, but of course also there's the issue of the Building Bridges initiative. But the key concern here, what I understand was top on the menu, Dan, is the issue of reopening of schools. We've seen several schools reporting cases of COVID-19 in learning institutions. But let me just quickly bring in one of the parliamentarians to just take us through the deliberations and just maybe inform us deeper about their concerns. Thank you so much. You're live on NTV. What are some of the key areas that you touched on with regards to COVID-19 situation in schools?
Thank you very much. And as you have aptly put it, we have been having discussions from morning. Basically, we never came here because of BBI or any of those topics. But being national topics currently, of course, we had to touch on them. But we've been here to talk on leadership and youth issues. And to go directly to what you've asked, our own analysis in terms of the COVID, as you saw, even us as a political class, we decided to scale down our engagements with the raia, especially avoiding big crowds. Na pia tunauliza ya kwamba pia kwa saidi ya masomo, kwa unyenyekevu sana. Ukiangalia maisha ya binadamu ni muhimu kuliko elimu yake. Kwa hivyo ni vizuri sana that even our leaders in the education ministry, they should not close their ears and eyes on the facts and issues that are going on. Wakiona ya kwamba numbers zinaendelea kuenda juu kwa sababu wako pahali pamoja kwa mashule, they need to take appropriate decisions in regards to schools opening or closure.
But have you raised these concerns with relevant authorities, especially the Ministry of Education?
You know, how Parliament works is that we have different committees. We have a committee on education. Here, as I said before, we actually purposely came because of our own issues as youth. And therefore, I am sure the Education Committee is also watching, and I'm sure they have able leadership to be able to guide the ministry. But if you allow me, I'll touch on the other issues that we've been discussing in regards to BBI.
Maybe because of the interest of time, let me also just try and understand, where do you think exactly the country is headed? Because we understand, even from the ministry, they're saying that this could possibly be a second wave of the virus, and the schools are, they're open, the children are there, the parents are scared. Where do you think we are headed to, probably in the next couple of months?
Well, it's quite challenging so far. I mean, we've seen kind of like it's a new surge of this COVID-19 that is spreading like bushfire again. It's very important for us to be very cautious, extra cautious than we were. Across the board, I mean, it's upon us now to like take personal care of ourselves, follow the government regulations and directives in regard to the COVID-19 and everything. But even as we do that, we also need to realize that the whole thing, can only be placed down by the Almighty. So it's upon the leadership of this country to also again call upon God and ignore this political bickering and different things that we are discussing about, even the BBI, in my opinion, and fight the elephant in the room, which is COVID-19. BBI is there, it's very important, but it's not as important as the health of this country.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Kevin Mutai.